Hey there. I don't know who needs to hear this tonight. Maybe it's the person staring at their future and seeing more questions than answers. Maybe it's the person who feels like everyone around them has a plan. Or maybe it's the person who's quietly carrying the pressure of believing they should have everything figured out by now. Whoever you are, I want to talk about that pressure for a moment, because I think a lot of people carry it without realizing how heavy it has become. The pressure to know exactly where you're going, exactly what you want, exactly how your life is supposed to unfold. And when you don't have those answers, it's easy to feel like you're doing something wrong, like you've missed a step somewhere. Like everyone else received a map that somehow never made its way to you. So you look around, you see people making decisions, building careers, starting relationships, moving forward with confidence. And meanwhile, you're still trying to figure things out, still questioning things, still changing your mind, still uncertain. And after a while, uncertainty starts feeling like failure. But I don't think those two things are the same. In fact, I think uncertainty is often a sign that you're being honest, because the truth is, life is complicated, people are complicated, and most meaningful decisions don't come with complete certainty attached to them. Sometimes you're choosing between options without knowing exactly how they'll turn out. Sometimes you're trying to understand yourself while you're still growing. Sometimes you're standing in a season of life that simply hasn't revealed its next chapter yet. And none of that means you're failing. It just means you're living something real. I think we underestimate how much courage it takes to admit that you don't know, to admit that you're still figuring things out, because there is a temptation to pretend, to act more certain than you feel, to convince yourself that you should already have all the answers. But pretending to know where you're going isn't the same thing as actually knowing. And sometimes the pressure to appear certain prevents us from being curious. It prevents us from learning. It prevents us from changing directions when we need to, because we're so busy trying to look like we have everything figured out. But when you think about it, some of the biggest changes in life happen because people allowed themselves not to know. They allowed themselves to question things, to explore, to reconsider, to admit that what they wanted before may not be what they want now. And that's not weakness, that's growth. The version of you that exists today doesn't need to have every answer for the next 10 years. It doesn't need a perfect plan. It doesn't need complete certainty before taking a step forward. It only needs enough honesty to acknowledge where you are right now. And maybe, right now, where you are is somewhere in the middle, still learning, still exploring, still becoming. That may not feel comfortable, but it is far more normal than most people realize. Because behind many confident people are private questions they haven't answered yet. Behind many clear paths are moments of confusion nobody saw. And behind many lives that seem figured out are people still learning as they go. That's part of being human. So if you've been carrying the weight of feeling behind because you don't have all the answers, maybe you can put that weight down for a moment. Not forever, just for tonight. You do not need to solve your entire future before you go to sleep. You do not need every decision made. You do not need complete clarity before you're allowed to trust yourself. Some things become clear while you're moving. Some answers arrive through experience, and some parts of life can only be understood after you've lived through them. So for now, it's okay not to have it figured out. It's okay to be learning. It's okay to be uncertain. And it's okay for your life to still be unfolding. Because the truth is, most of us are figuring it out one day at a time. We're just a little quieter about it than we seem.